Tip number 1 for improving your conversion rate is personalizing your landing page with dynamic keyword insertion. So let's say you had one ad variation where the headline was how to make authentic Italian at-home pizza dough, and another ad variation where the headline was how to make authentic thin crust pizza dough. And then let's say this is the landing page both of those ads led to. People clicking on that first ad variation would be happy because both the ad and the landing page match each other. They use the same messaging. This creates a good experience and improves the conversion rate. Now let's say that ad variation number 2 had a higher click-through rate, more people were clicking onto that ad, but when they got to the landing page, that messaging didn't match what they were expecting, so the conversion rate was quite low. So what we can do here is use a technique where we dynamically update this headline to match the copy in the headline. We do that with a feature called dynamic keyword insertion, where we simply update the URL to have a UTM string, and that will automatically import into this landing page tool and update that headline dynamically. Number 2 is to position your call to action above the fold. So when you send people to your landing page, if your call to action and your opt-in form are not the first thing that people see, you could create confusion and just lack clarity on what action you want your audience to take. Through experimentation, I found that above the fold calls to action have a higher conversion rate than those that don't. Tip number 3 is to eliminate distractions on your landing page. For example, this landing page here has an opt-in form, but it also has different links on the navigation bar, as well as information and links in the sidebar. With this page, we're giving our audience too many options to click off and actually not fulfill our desired call to action. This landing page lacks clarity and just increases the likelihood that people are going to take another action outside of our primary call to action. So eliminate any of these distractions and keep your landing page very focused. Number 4 is to switch from a landing page to a lead form. Here's a screenshot from a few campaigns. The bottom 3 were using a conversion marketing objective on Facebook, sending people to a landing page with a form to opt in. You can see that the lead conversion rate on those landing page campaigns were between 9 and 14%. So what we did was we duplicated those campaigns. We kept the ads the same, the offer the same, the targeting, everything the same. The only difference was we changed it to a lead generation campaign and changed it from a landing page into a lead form. And you can see that the lead conversion rate improved to above 15% across the board. The benefit of using a lead form is that it loads very quickly inside of Facebook or Instagram's ad platforms. The form fields also auto-populate with any information Facebook has about those users, which makes it very easy for them to opt in. Number 5 is to remove unnecessary form fields. Generally speaking, I've found that the more form fields you have, the lower your conversion rate is going to be. In this example, you can see that we're asking for a lot of different pieces of information, and this can be used strategically to make sure that you're only capturing information from people who are actually serious about your offer. You can also weed out people who are not qualified. But if you're trying to find ways to improve your conversion rate, consider removing any form fields all the way down to the bare minimum, potentially even just an email address. So that's 5 tips down. I've got 5 more coming. If you like what you've seen so far, consider liking this video. Let's get into tip number 6. Number 6 is to measure page scrolls and video engagement against your conversion rate. I'll do this using Google Tag Manager. I'll go into the variables section, configure variables, and make sure that we have all of the video and scrolling variables turned on. Then I go into triggers, create a new trigger, and let's say that we embed an unlisted YouTube video onto one of our landing pages. I'll create a trigger based on that YouTube video, and I'll have a tag fire whenever that video starts, completes. I might also make some for different points of progress. So when people watch 50% of it, 75% of it, etc. So what you can do is look at people who are watching a high percentage of certain YouTube videos or scrolling to a certain depth on your different page variants and see if those metrics correlate to a higher conversion rate. Number 7 is to A/B test active landing page variants. So you could easily run a campaign to a landing page variant, pause that campaign, edit that landing page, and then replace it and rerun the campaign. But it's even better if you can actually test these active landing page variants at the same time. The landing page tool I use is called Unbounce. All you have to do is create different variations and tell the tool what percentage of the traffic you want to be split among your different landing page A/B tests. So this allows you to collect real-time data without having to pause and relaunch campaigns. By using this technique, you can be very deliberate with the different landing page designs and features that you can split test to see which have a positive effect on your conversion rate. Tip number 8 is to select the correct marketing objective. So you could be doing everything right. You could be having really good and persuasive ad copy, really attention grabbing ad creative, and your landing page itself could be pretty high converting. But if you choose the wrong marketing objective, you're telling Facebook to optimize your campaign for the wrong type of people, and you're just setting yourself up for failure. So what we're looking at now are 2 snapshots from 2 different campaigns with 2 different marketing objectives. The top one is using a lead generation objective where the campaign is being optimized for leads. Now you can see that the CPM and the cost per click are quite high with this particular campaign, but the campaign is generating leads at a pretty high conversion rate as well. The bottom campaign has a very inexpensive CPM and cost per click, which does look quite good. However, it hasn't generated any leads at all. And the reason for this is because we simply have told Facebook in these 2 different cases to optimize for different objectives. So these ads are being delivered to different types of people. So make sure you're selecting the correct marketing objective for whatever your desired outcome is. Number 9 is to verify that your conversion rate is actually the problem. You might notice that your cost per lead at $10 is a little bit too expensive. And so your first thought might be to increase your conversion rate on your landing page. And so the action you might take is optimizing different variations and designs for your landing page to try and increase the conversion rate. But when we actually map out all of the metrics across the entire marketing funnel, we realize that the landing page itself is not the problem, and the conversion rate is not the metric that we should be trying to improve. In fact, we notice that the conversion rate in this example is 25%, which is exceptional. But if we look at the cost per link click and the link click-through rate, we can see that $2.50 and 1% are pretty bad actually. So in this case, we might want to try some new ad copy or develop some new ad creative to try and get people to click onto our ads at a higher rate. It's not that the people going to our landing page are not opting in, it's just that our ads are having a tough time capturing attention and getting people to click onto them. Number 10 is to optimize for mobile page design first. So data from Statista suggests that a little over half of all web traffic comes from mobile devices, and as much as 80% of all traffic to Facebook is mobile only. So this is pretty strong evidence that we should be placing a higher emphasis on designing for mobile devices as opposed to desktop devices. The screenshot here is from a campaign, and you can see that of these 69 total leads generated, all but 2 have come from smartphones. And the other 2 actually came from a tablet. So no leads have actually been generated on this Facebook campaign from desktop devices. The problem is that most of our marketing campaigns are designed and implemented on our desktops or our laptops. And so what ends up happening is we design for desktop devices first, and then as an afterthought, we optimize them for mobile devices. I encourage you to flip this thinking around and design first for mobile devices, and then optimize for desktops afterwards. If you're not careful, sometimes your desktop landing page design will actually just be completely unsuitable for mobile devices, and this will certainly decrease your conversion rate altogether. Although a lot of the times the website builders and landing page design tools that we use will be responsive, meaning that they will try and optimize the desktop version for mobile devices, but a lot of the times they don't look as great as they could. So by adopting a mobile first design mentality, you'll make sure that your landing pages are being optimized for the majority of the people that are going to be seeing your ads. Another thing I learned is that by liking this video and clicking on the links in the description, you'll be informed of more great lead generation tips like you found in this video. And if you like this video, here's a couple other videos I encourage you to check out.